All right, so I did it. I did it. I made it back to my original account balance, actually above my original account balance. So, I had a disaster first 2 days, lost more than half my account, and finally made my way back above $8,000. So now I can start scaling up. And the scary part about scaling up is, do I scale up into a red day and then I have a big red day? That can happen. So I'm hoping that that's not what turns out here this Thursday, going into May 8th into May 9th. I really hope it's a green day. Even if it ends up being a small green day, I just hope it's a green day. But hopefully it's big enough to cover losses when my red days come, kind of thing. But with that, I got 17 days complete. I'm now at 82% winning days, with a 70% success rate in my trade. So all those numbers are improving pretty nicely. Essentially, in my first 2 days were the disaster days. So I was able to basically double my account in 15 days. So if I can keep that pattern going and doubling and doubling and doubling, we could see a pretty fat account by the end of the year. So that would be pretty sweet if I can keep that rolling. But the only reason why I was able to do that was because I had a trade plan going into this. I have my trade plan, which had a trading rehab plan. And in my trade plan, I have numbers that tell me, when you get to this number, you can scale up. And if you start to fall back and you hit this number, you have to scale back down. And when you hit these numbers, you have to go back into rehab and all that stuff. So having that in my trade plan definitely helps a lot, because when I'm in that emotional, the first day I blew out the account, right? Max loss, disaster. Second day I was on my way there. I was over $1,000 red. And looking at my trade plan, I see that I'm supposed to go into trader rehab. I need to stop what I'm doing. And it was hard to do that. But because I had my trade plan there saying, look, this is the plan. You made this when you were focused, calm. You had lots of time to think about it and put thought into these decisions. So those are going to be the right decisions I need to make. In the moment when I'm down 1,000 after coming off a max loss day, I'm not in a right headspace, right? Emotionally, I shouldn't be making huge decisions when I'm in that emotional state. But looking at the trade plan helps guide me, so I don't have to do thinking about what am I going to do. I already know what I'm going to do. I have to follow the trade plan. And then following my rehab plan and doing all that stuff was able to get me to where I am now. So the question is for you traders, do you have a rehab plan as part of your trade plan? And if you don't, you might want to think about that. When I get to this number, I need to go to trader rehab. So for me, it tripped when I got below $4,000, because there's not a lot of room left to be able to recover the account at that point. My new rehab plan, it's still where it's at now, at $4,000. But once my account gets to $20,000 and I drop to a $10,000 level, something bad is happening. But it fits my scaling. By that point, I'm looking at $1,000 risk per trade. I can easily drop $10,000 in 3 days, 4 days, if I didn't have the max loss. But because of the max loss, it's at least 4 days of trading before I get down there. So if I have 4 bad days like that, where I'm like basically max lossing, or like 8 bad days where I'm losing half of that, something's wrong. So, and there's bad days that are going to happen in the market, but when there are that many bad days without big winning days to recover, something's going wrong. It's either my strategy is failing or my trade plan is failing. Something is failing. So I need to hit pause and go back to rehab. And I'll protect the account there at $10,000 once that happens. And when I scale up to the next level, my rehab will change to the next level. $20,000 is where my rehab will trigger. So my rehab is scaling as well as my risk reward is also scaling. And everything has to match. So have you put together a rehab plan and put that, in your trade plan so that you know what that is? And then does your rehab plan scale with you so that you can always protect your account? You hear traders, on Topstep TV where they have $100,000 in their account and they blow it out somehow, like to zero. Like, how do you do that? Well, you do that when you don't have a trade plan and you don't have a good rehab plan, and you allow yourself to emotionally crater. And having that trade plan with your rehab plan is one step closer to not emotionally cratering. You could still just throw it out. Like, I don't care, I'm not doing that, I'm just going to, and self-destruct yourself. That totally can happen. But if you don't have anything to go by but your emotions, I don't know how you succeed. So just something to think about there, traders. And if you're struggling in the combine to get funded, maybe relook at your strategy, look at your trade plan, and see what's going on there. Does it fit you and who you are? Are you trying to trade somebody else's plan? two traders can have the same exact strategy, and one of them will make money and the other one won't because it doesn't fit who they are. You know, if I gave you a strategy that works great on Mondays and you're trying to trade it on Wednesday, you might not make any money. So something to think about, you know. And then another thing is, when you created your strategy, maybe the market was hot for that strategy at that time, but is it still functioning now? You know, are you tracking the success of your strategy, and are you tracking your individual success so that you can kind of see where the problem is? Because if the strategy is failing, then you need to fix it. And if the strategy is good, but you're not able to trade it, then there's something wrong with your trade plan, and then you need to fix that. So just some food for thought for those of you who might be struggling to get past in the combine. Look at those two factors and give yourself a good assessment and see what's going on. Maybe you'll discover something there. And just keep on, you know, chugging along, learning, growing, and make sure you're trading to fit you, and you'll have the best chance at becoming successful. That's what I've done, and so far I'm doing okay. I'm in the live account now and growing it back, and hopefully I'll take a payout next week to cover my exchange fees that are coming out in 2 weeks, and then I'll just keep on moving right along. All right, traders, see you in the evening session. Okay, so here we are at the evening session. Get ready to jump into gold short here. 5-minute candle is what you're looking at. Got 30 seconds left. I do want to see a break below here. Right click, sell stop limit.
Order submitted.
One contract. And if gold wants to break down below there, I'm going to be jumping into gold to the short side. So we got gold, I mean, on a nice sell-off back to the bottom of this support area, but it's not the very bottom. So looking for a break of this line right through here, and then a retest of the peak down here is what I'm looking for right now. So right now gold looks like it may want to break from here, or it could bounce. We'll have to see. But right now it looks like a potential break for gold. And if it does take that, then I got my quick move into this zone here, take profit, call it a night. All right, at the same time, I'm going to buy stop limit.
Order submitted.
If it wants to break back above this level, I'm going to jump into the long side and go long. So I don't know where gold's going right now, if it's going to go up or it's going to go down, but I know I want to be a part of it, whichever direction it decides to go.
Order filled.
All right, and gold to the long side right now. Gold can be a bit choppy, so I'm not going to stick around for a long time. But just looking to make a little money, a little extra cash to go into the trading tomorrow. Okay, looking for it to get into the zone right here and start trailing a stop. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. Look at gold boosting. I'm going to lock that in right there. Okay. Now I'm going to let it.
Order submitted.
Oh, that's too bad. I was about to say, now I'll let it run a little bit.
Order canceled. Order
Man,
canceled.
look at that. If I could have captured it up there, that would have been amazing. All right, $230 for gold. I'm good to go. Good to go for the night. I got a little nervous as it was pulling back into the chop zone. But gold looks good, although that rejection right there might be coming back down. So, but either way, got my trade. Whatever happens next is for somebody else to make that money. I got my money. All right, everybody. See you in the morning session. Okay, good morning. I'm in the morning session. Just jumped into NQ real quick. Got to finish marking up my chart, get everything set up the way it needs to be. But I'm in one contract short of NQ. 167 stop.
Order submitted.
Okay, so looking for NQ to give a little bit more, little move more downward here. Start trailing a stop. So NQ had a pretty big sell-off this morning. It retraced back up. You can see where this support area was. Hit that support area a few times, came back down, tried it again, got rejected. Came down, here's another, what would become a support area. And that support area is kind of broken with this move right here. So looking for a little bit of a move down to this next potential support area to start trailing a stop. And maybe even get to the bottom of this point here. It's kind of what I'm looking at right now in NQ. So we'll see if it wants to get there, or does it start making, you know, a higher low, and then a higher high, and start working its way back up. So that's the next possibility. But we're also looking at right now, it could be, you know, the high, the low, a lower high, and a lower low. So we're kind of in that limbo area right now to see what it's going to do. And of course, it could just consolidate sideways as well. A lot of things could happen right now, but based on those things and my indicator looking bearish, I'm short NQ one contract right now. If I'm wrong, and this goes up, once we get to this area here, then I'll be speed bumping my trade and looking for a move back into the zone up here and recover my losses. So this is the first day with the account back above where it started with the live account. So pretty awesome. I would really like to finish today green and not like in the hole. But right now NQ looks like it wants to beat me up today. So we'll see. You know, I'm scaled up now. I'm at $500 risk reward on this trade. So this could be a pretty big loss. Good things I got last night to give me a bit of a buffer. Just, you know, every time you scale up, like that's the first day you scale up is the day you really need it to be a winner, because then that'll pay for your losers going forward. It's just a bummer when you scale up into a losing day, and then it's kind of a big bummer. So hopefully today won't be that. I was tempted not to even trade after I took that victory last night of 230 and just call it a night, but I got to trade the numbers. And Q's setting up. I got about 40 minutes before I get out of here, so this might be my only trade for the daytime session. So hopefully it will be good and fast. Okay, looks like it's going to be a speed bump. Okay, coming back up to get stopped out, it looks like. Might be making higher highs and higher lows, which is fine as long as it keeps making higher highs. We'll be good to go on the speed bump.
Order filled.
All right, speed bump did. I'm going to put my stop in, buy stop market. How many I got? 2.
Order submitted.
All right, stop is in. See if it wants to get up there and get into these targets. Okay, getting into the zone. I'm going to start looking to trail a stop here. Just got to break just above that right here. Definitely a resistance area. Here, let me show you. So we're just now getting in, still in the resistance area right through here. I'm looking for it to move towards the top of that resistance area before it gets any kind of major rejection, but could be wrong. That's what I'm looking for right now. Probably should just take this off the table right here, call it a green day and go get stuff done. But I'm going to try to be patient, which I'm never patient, and it's probably going to hurt me this time. We'll see. Looking for a push to the top of this zone here. All right, new candle just opened. These are 1 minute candles. Could do a little flag here for a little bit before boosting higher. All right, there we go, top of the zone. There we go, nice, pushing through. Put my stop in. And then let's see if it wants to go higher. I'll let it ride for a little bit here.
Order filled.
Okay, so I'm out. So $685 on that trade. So pretty sweet. Not that trade, but P&L closed. A lot more money on that trade because I had to recover, you know, my loss, and then some. So that speed bump, recovered the loss, and put $455 from the NQ in my pocket, plus the 230 last night. So I'll finish the day P&L $685, not including commissions. Yes, I wish I was still in it right now, looking for the very top of this, which would be the next area that I'd be looking for, right here, right where it's at right now. But, you know, I'll take what the market gives me. The rest of this money is for somebody else to make. You're either going to leave money on the table or you're going to give it back. And I would rather leave it on the table. So now the account balance is up to $8,717 and growing strong. Yes, it would be nice to have a $1,000 day, which I probably could have had if I just stayed in this trade. But all good. I need to get out of here in about 20 minutes, not even. So I'd rather be done. And like I said, this is for somebody else to make and not stuck in a trade. Although, man, the FOMO is real. When you see this, you're like, well, what if it breaks this? And I should get back in. No, can't do it. Shutting it down. All right, everybody. See you on Friday.